Today we're going to change the ignition module on a Husqvarna K760 Disc Cutter. Firstly, using the torque spanner, remove the 4 torque screws which secure the assembly in place. You can now remove the recoil assembly and the air conductor. Then, using a torque spanner, remove the 3 screws to remove the air filter cover. Now, loosen the orange base holding the air filter by removing the 2 screws with the torque spanner. Then, remove the 4 torque screws to free the grey air filter housing. You should now be able to see the spark plug cap leading from the ignition module. Carefully pull off the spark plug cap. Free the blue wiring by disconnecting it from the module. Using a torque spanner, remove the 2 screws holding the ignition module into place. Once the ignition module is released, check for any damage as this part can often overheat and become worn over time. Replace the ignition module if necessary. Then fix the ignition module back into place next to the flywheel. Once the ignition module is back in place, turn the flywheel until the magnet is facing the module. Whilst the magnet holds the module in place, you can secure it by screwing it back in. Now that's done, you need to set the timing gap. To set this, place the gap setting tool in between the flywheel and ignition module and turn the flywheel until the magnet is in touch with the setting tool. With the gap setting tool in place, tighten the ignition module further. This needs to be tight so it doesn't come loose and damage the flywheel. Once that's done, rotate the flywheel, making sure it is moving freely. Reconnect the blue wiring back onto the ignition module. Replace the cap back over the spark plug. Now secure the air conductor, ensuring it's in the correct place and there's minimal movement. Place the complete recoil assembly over the top of the air conductor, ensuring it's seated correctly. Secure the recoil assembly on using the torque spanner to fix the torque screws in. Then place the grey air filter housing back on and screw on using the torque spanner. Pull the bellow back through the housing. Now place the base and the air filter back into place and screw in using the torque spanner. Finally, put the air filter cover back into position and tighten the screws with the torque spanner. Be careful not to tighten too much into the plastic. That's how you change an ignition module in a Husqvarna K760 Disc Cutter. All the parts and tools needed for this task are listed in the description below. Please like, share and subscribe if you found this video helpful.